What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to utilize your feet and your ankles properly so that you can have maximum performance on up the chain. Your feet and your ankles are the only thing that touch the ground, so if those are out of whack and not utilized properly, everything else up the chain is going to be out of whack, and it's going to affect whether you're a runner, a lifter, or you put your feet in shoes all day. It's going to affect how you go about your life and your performance. So follow me right through. You're going to need a lacrosse ball and or tennis ball. With the lacrosse ball, my trick, put it in the freezer. So that way it's going to be cold when you go to use it. A little extra bang for your buck. Just throw that sucker in the freezer and then I'll show you right here what you're going to do. All right, here we go. So you're just going to take a seat, and all I want you to do, you can stand up too for this one, is you're not just going to roll blindly back and forth along your foot, even though that feels good. But you're going to create some pressure by placing it at the top by your toes. Try to crunch your toes over top. Try to flex your toes up as you're pressing down. Find spots that are tender, find little knots in there, and just create pressure. We're not just aimlessly rolling back and forth. That does nothing. You want to create pressure, press down, and then create movement by taking your foot through its full range of motion. And I'm going to work my way from my toes to my heel as I go through this. Again, flexing my toes and my foot over top, and then extending up and out. Make sure you get all the way on the outside of that foot as well. Nice and slow. You're going to spend about 1 to 2 minutes on each foot. After you get done with that, I'm just going to show you on one side here. You're going to plop down onto the ground, and you're going to do the exact same thing with your calf, starting all the way from the heel, working your way on up towards the knee. And again, it's not rolling back and forth. You find the spots and then go through movement by flexing your foot up, pointing your toes down. And what we're just trying to do is break up some of that tissue so that we can utilize the muscles around our feet and our ankles properly and our leg properly. Create some possible blood flow in there. Break up all that gunk. Again, 1 to 2 minutes on the ankle or on the calf. And then last one, what I want you to do with this ball is go around to the shin. And for this one, you can sit down and then not on the shin bone, right on the outside of that shin bone. And you do the exact same thing. You might have to come over top to really get in there to the middle of it. And I'm sure that this right here is a spot where you guys are probably not working, and that needs to be released. So really spend some time here on the front. But again, no more than 1 to 2 minutes. You don't need to spend 10 minutes here. All right, and this feels great, but here's where the magic happens. You're gonna plop down seated on a chair or a couch, and I want you to take your feet through some exercises here. From here, what I want is the base of your foot, so the ball of your foot to stay flat on the ground. What I want is to lift up all 5 toes. And then one at a time, starting from the pinky, working towards the big toe, you're going to place them down on the ground. I call them piano toes. Lift up, then place them down. Drive all 5 toes up, then from pinky to the big toe, you're placing down. We'll go 10 repetitions that way. Try to go 1 toe at a time, keeping the balls of the feet on the ground. Now, if you need to, you can lift up here, and then try to control down 1 at a time. If they're not raising up for you, lift them up with your hands and then try to lay them down. Once you've done it that way, now we're going to reverse it. Keep the ball of your foot on the ground. You're going to go up, and then big toe drives down first, and you work your way back. Up, big toe drives down first, and work your way down. Again, 10 repetitions here. Utilizing the intrinsic muscles around your feet, you might cramp up, especially if this is your first time doing it. But I promise you, stay consistent with this type of thing and you will experience benefits on up the chain. You'll have more control through your feet, which will then translate. If you can't make an arch with your foot, so if I go to tell you to squat and you immediately collapse in where your ankles are going in, this is going to be great for you, because if you end up strengthening the intrinsic muscles of your feet, you're going to be able to create the arch and stack that ankle right over top and not allow that ankle to collapse in. All right, here we go. Number 2. In the second exercise, you're going to do are calf raises. And you're just going to drive all the way up as high as you can and then slowly come down. Now, if this is your first time doing this, being on flat ground is just fine. If you're more experienced and you've been doing this type of thing, you can drive up onto a step and then let your heel sink down further. Right now I don't have any elevation, so you can't see that, but if you've experienced this before, you can elevate yourself up onto a box and or a step. Good. Last thing you're going to do, the third exercise, is you're going to elevate your foot up in the air. And I just want eversion and inversion. So all you're doing is press 1, 2, and inversion, and then eversion going to the outside. Drive your ankle out, squeezing the outsides of your shin, just like so, and then squeezing the inside of your foot, just like there. And you go back and forth for 10 each side. So you've got 3 different exercises. You foam roll with the frozen lacrosse ball. You go into intrinsic foot strengthening, calf raises, and then inversion, eversion. Run it about 10 apiece with a 2-second hold on each side. That's going to get your feet and ankles stronger so that you can be better. Have a great day.